The Victorian Government has announced an additional $3 million in funding to support diverse agriculture start-up businesses. It was revealed by Deputy Premier Jacinta Allan at the Bush Summit in Wodonga, where key issues affecting regional areas were discussed.
Making investing in Victoria's regions a priority.
The government is proudly supporting regional Victoria each and every year. We've invested something like $4.6 billion on average in every single budget, and you can see it. You can see it around regional communities.
The Victoria Government has announced further funding to support agricultural startups and drive innovation, including an additional $3 million in funding for agtech support.
To help support our primary producers to continue to do what they do best, which is innovate, which is to adapt and look at what are those important changes you can make on farm to continue to support an industry that supports jobs, supports communities, and also too is a big export earner for our state.
The pledge was made at the Bush Summit in Wodonga by the Deputy Premier, who delivered the keynote address. Jacinta Allan spoke about a number of key issues affecting regional Victoria, including healthcare and housing, and also acknowledged the work to be done on potholes and flood-affected roads. She insists there have been no funding cuts for roads, a point National Senate leader Bridget McKenzie does not agree with.
I heard that the Minister, Allan, stood up and said there hadn't been any cuts to road funding. Well, that's not my experience when I look at the Victorian budget. It's not my experience when I look at the federal budget. The duplication of the Western Highway, cut in the October federal budget. Locally here we've had projects. The Shepparton Bypass, which was going to be really catalytic for that regional community, particularly as it's such a huge transport hub, that's been cut by the federal government.
Another revelation to come out of the Bush Summit was the federal government's funding of a nation-leading heavy vehicle training precinct in Wodonga.
It's really important that we're gearing up to changes that are happening across our transport and logistics sector, whether that's new technologies like electric vehicles, whether it's going to be new fuels with hydrogen, and making sure that we've got those facilities that we can train up not only the people that are going to be working on the vehicles, but also training up people who are going to be driving these new vehicles into the future, and what better place to do it than Wodonga.
Christy Lloyd, Sky News.